Hey, fellow SETBP1 families. Welcome to our 4th annual SETBP1 Family Conference. I'm Haley Oyler, the president and founder of SETBP1 Society. I'm honored to kick off our virtual SETBP1 Family Conference. Today, I get the opportunity to introduce our SETBP1 Society team, share the latest news from SETBP1 Society, and provide updates about what we know about SETBP1 disorder from the latest publications and directly from our SETBP1 community responses. Before I jump right in, I want to take a moment to thank the team at Simon Searchlight, our host for today and partner for every year's SETBP1 Family Conference. They organized 2 amazing days of general sessions for the rare neurodevelopmental community for the past 2 Fridays, as well as today's SETBP1 Family Conference. Those general session conferences and today's conference are accessible to our international and local communities with live written translations into attendees' chosen language. SETBP1 Society is a volunteer-based 501c3 nonprofit focused on connecting families, raising awareness of SETBP1 disorder, and promoting and funding research. We provide resources for families, researchers, and medical specialists. We support our families through a Facebook support group, our website, which is full of resources and information sheets and guides, family chats, newsletters, and other email communications, and also social media updates, like I mentioned on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. One of our biggest resources I mentioned is our website. We have a new area on our website called For Families. This makes it easier for families to navigate our website upon diagnosis or when you want a quick access to some of the most commonly used resources for our families. We keep our common questions page updated with the most relevant information. So for example, we now include information in this section about SETBP1 haploinsufficiency disorder, which is the name used for SETBP1 disorder in the 2 most recent publications about the disorder. SETBP1 haploinsufficiency disorder and SETBP1 disorder refer to the same disorder. SETBP1 haploinsufficiency disorder is just one more descriptive way that incorporates the word haploinsufficiency, which means that one of the 2 copies of the gene is not functioning properly to produce the necessary amount of protein and therefore causes different changes within the body. We at SETBP1 Society will more often refer to it as SETBP1 disorder. You can also access the SETBP1 contact registry, the official SETBP1 registry hosted by Simon Searchlight, locate doctors studying SETBP1, and more. We also focus on inclusion and have our website available in 19 languages, and our information sheet is available in 7 languages. So at SETBP1 Society, our main mission is to bring hope to families and help them to feel included and supported. Now let's meet our team at SETBP1 Society. Our SETBP1 kiddos are the motivation for each and every member of our SETBP1 Society board. Eric is the father to Cole and our vice president. He is our behind the scenes guy who maintains our website. He's also my husband, by the way. Lindsay is our secretary and the parent to Corey, who is the youngest known to be diagnosed with SETBP1 disorder at 7 months old, and she helps drive fundraising and connecting with families. Nicole is our treasurer and mom to Colton. Nicole represented our SETBP1 Strong team in person for the $1 Million Bike Ride earlier this month. Elizabeth is mom to Antoine and helps bring the international perspective to our board as her native language is French and she lives in Canada. Her husband, Jean-Francois, is the primary admin for our Facebook support group as well. Erin is mom to John, and she helps with development and is a licensed pediatrician. Trina is Cole's unofficial aunt and has been a constant presence in his life. She is a university professor as well. I'm the founder and president and mom to Cole. I'm involved in all aspects of the organization and have a keen interest on driving SETBP1 disorder research and collaborating with the research community. You will see all of us, except for Trina, since she's not a SETBP1 parent, active on the SETBP1 Facebook support group, and we're all accessible. All of us are volunteers, and none of us receive a salary for being a part of SETBP1 Society. We are passionate about advocating for all of our kids and about SETBP1 Society. We also have some amazing volunteers who help our organization. So Janae, who's pictured here with her daughter, Evelyn, helps with our social media posts on Facebook and Instagram. And I know you've seen some of her wonderful posts. Kelsey Bennett, who is here with her nephew, Corey, helps develop our social media plan, writes our press releases, and helps manage our LinkedIn account. We have a fabulous team of board members and volunteers at SETBP1 Society. If you have some extra time on your hands each month and would like to volunteer with our organization, please reach out to me. We can always use the help. As a small organization representing a small rare disorder group, we focus efforts on making our community interesting and inviting to researchers. Our end goal is to identify targeted treatments to help individuals affected by SETBP1 disorder. There's several ways we do this: funding research directly and through partnerships with organizations and events like the $1 Million Bike Ride, encouraging participation in the Simon Searchlight Registry to track development, behaviors, and challenges for our kids over time, and encouraging participation in research studies. We also promote research for tool development and connecting researchers to drive collaboration to speed up development. And by identifying and working closely with medical specialists to build SETBP1 clinics for individuals with different SETBP1 variants, and by networking continually to learn what is working for other rare groups, and by partnering together. So this is all quite the mouthful, and I'll go ahead and dive a bit deeper into each of these to give a little bit more of an explanation. You hear us often referring to the research we're promoting or funding, and to date, we've helped fund 4 different SETBP1 disorder research projects. We helped directly fund Dr. Fisher and Dr. Von Bahn's research, which has resulted in Dr. Von Bahn's recent publication, and Dr. Fisher is still actively studying the human cell models to help identify pathways affected by SETBP1 disorder. Additionally, the team, along with Dr. Angela Morgan, is currently working on a project and publication to document and properly classify some of the previously identified SETBP1 missense variants, which were listed as variants of uncertain significance, or VUS. You will hear an update shortly from Dr. Carl Ernst and his research progress. The Italy research team is funded to develop a reversible SETBP1 mouse model, which we have been working towards for years. So what they want to do is, if you can target SETBP1 at various stages of life, you can see whether or not you can alleviate symptoms at those various stages. Dr. Audrey Brumbach from UT Austin is looking at specific brain circuits in SETBP1 mouse models to help identify how SETBP1 disorder is affected from a brain circuit perspective. We have a video on our website where she talks about our research. It's under resources and then videos. The last 3 researchers were funded through our participation in the $1 Million Bike Ride. Our second biggest fundraising event each year is our online event for Giving Tuesday. We also receive donations through programs like Amazon Smile, people setting up Facebook birthday fundraisers, and donations we receive directly from our website through PayPal or credit card. Donations of stock and automatic monthly paycheck donations have been other ways that people have supported our organization. We highly encourage our families to participate in research to help us learn more about the impact of the disorder. The SETBP1 Community Research Study, also referred to as SCORES, is a community collaborative study between Tarleton State University and SETBP1 Society. The lead principal investigator, Trina Guy, serves on our board. Stephanie Robertson from Tarleton and myself are co-principal investigators. The first part of this study is to capture the experiences of parents with children with SETBP1 disorder. This study will be directed by the parent responses and their needs. Boston Children's Hospital has the Fidelity Project underway, where they're collecting blood samples to make iPSC lines and are collecting surveys to develop behavior profiles. Simon Searchlight Registry and Biobank stores blood from individuals with SETBP1 disorder and their same-sex parents or siblings. They also developed 4 IPSC lines already and 1 additional line that'll be available in the fall from patients who have participated in the Simon Searchlight Registry. Dr. Angela Morgan works at the Murdoch Children's Research Institute and has her speech and language study underway, which has resulted in a publication. Dr. Breguet Van Bon from Red Bow Medical Center sees patients and stores blood samples and partners with Dr. Simon Fisher for patient and cell model research. This has also resulted in a publication. We've worked hard over the past few years to build out SETBP1 tools for researchers to more easily study the disorder. We have induced pluripotent stem cells, or iPSC lines, which Simon Searchlight went into more details about what these are and how important they are to advance the research in one of the general sessions. We have live mice, which researchers are now using to further characterize the mice to ensure that they're good models for the different SETBP1 related disorders, including SETBP1 haploinsufficiency disorder and Schinzel-Gideon syndrome. Dr. Rodney Samako at Baylor is currently working to do that characterization. We also have patient data through the Simon Searchlight Registry. So researchers can match different SETBP1 mutations to different SETBP1 phenotypes and monitor progress over time, which is very crucial to further understanding the disorder. So connecting and collaboration is a big theme that we focus on. We started 2 years ago holding quarterly collaboration calls to provide a venue for our SETBP1 researchers to present their research to other SETBP1 scientists to help promote cooperation, collaboration, connection. This year, the 2nd annual SETBP1 Research Conference was held with 37 participants in attendance. Nuala Summerfield, the chair and founder for the Schinzel-Gideon Syndrome Foundation and SETBP1 Society, are also joining forces for the formation of SETBP1 Alliance. The Alliance is a patient-led collaborative research network with the following goals: develop and expand SETBP1 clinician networks caring for SETBP1 patients to develop optimal standards of care, and to support researchers who provide translational work, which is where they provide work that's relevant for patients with SETBP1 disorder. And we plan to build plans and partnerships to improve accurate diagnosis for SETBP1 mutations and to better understand the wide array of genotype phenotypes for all loss of function, gain of function, and variants of uncertain significance. We work directly with medical specialists to build out our SETBP1 clinics. These institutions start off with having 1 medical specialist at the hospital who's committed to seeing and tracking SETBP1 patients. We want to build out these so that eventually a team of specialists at the hospitals will see patients and to eventually develop into centers of excellence. By establishing the clinics, any patient with any SETBP1 mutation can see a medical specialist, and this will help the medical specialist to develop standards of care and help the medical community to better identify and treat all conditions related to SETBP1 changes. We currently have medical professionals at Boston Children's, Red Bow Medical Center, and the new addition of Dr. Jessica DeWeese at the Children's Hospital in Colorado. And many of you have also seen, I mentioned Boston Children's, but Dr. Sid. So it's important for us to partner with, share, and learn from other leaders in the rare disorder space. We are a member of NORD, which is the National Organization for Rare Disorders, and a Foundation Alliance member with Global Genes. Both of these organizations help families and patient advocacy groups by providing annual conferences and meetups to provide updates on the latest research, policies, and treatments. And also for the leaders to connect and share. We're also part of Combined Brain, which includes 25 advocacy groups, each representing a different rare genetic neurodevelopmental disorder. Combined Brain's mission is to speed up clinical trial readiness by pooling resources and working together. We also partner with Simon Searchlight, as you know, and we're an active member of their Community Advisory Committee, so we can help guide the direction. And I mentioned as well, we're a partner with the Shinzo-Gideon Syndrome Foundation. We have other partners, but these are some of the main ones that we focus on. Now, it's always interesting to learn about the changes we see each year. And with my love of numbers, I thought it'd be fun to share some different SETBP1 stats. At this point, we have an estimated 150 documented cases of SETBP1 disorder. We are certain there are many more cases out there, but they've just not received the genetic diagnosis for various reasons. We have 120 SETBP1 families connected to SETBP1 Society, who primarily connect through our Facebook support group. 42 families have completed our SETBP1 Society contact registry. It's really just a simple one-page form that you can complete to help us connect with you and to document the different SETBP1 variants and deletions we're seeing. The youngest child diagnosed with SETBP1 disorder was 7 months old, and the oldest diagnosed was over 60 years old. We have several documented cases of individuals with SETBP1 disorder in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s. The SETBP1 families connected with SETBP1 Society come from 30 different countries. The average age of diagnosis per the responses we receive from our families is 5 to 6 years of age. We do see children getting diagnosed earlier, such as 2 or 3 years old, so that's a really good sign. We also have 26 different researchers studying SETBP1 disorder. I should clarify, over 26 researchers. And these researchers, the relationships that we have with them, they've been forged in various ways, but the strongest connections that we've formed are those that we initiated, and most have been from direct visits from a SETBP1 family with that researcher, so they feel that personal connection to our community. This has been the case for Dr. Carl Ernst, who we will hear from, Dr. Rodney Simako at Baylor, Dr. Audrey Brumbach at UT, Dr. Shrivastava at Boston Children's, Dr. Sid Shrivastava, Dr. Deweese at the Children's Hospital of Colorado, and Dr. Vodbon at Redbound. And as a community, we have raised over, let me go back, $377,000 for SETBP1 disorder research. So our community has helped put these funds into SETBP1 disorder research, which is amazing. Each child with SETBP1 disorder has a separate journey. However, we do know and continue to learn more and more about some of the common challenges they face. With the recent publication called Speech and Language Deficits Are Central to SETBP1 Haploinsufficiency Disorder and Clinical Delineation of SETBP1 Haploinsufficiency Disorder, with those two publications, along with our annual survey update, the list of symptoms our children face is growing more and more and is becoming more clearly defined. So here is an expanded list of symptoms that are now included in publication. This is important to know as it can help guide the development of standards of care and to help parents to know what to expect. Now, please note that not all of our kids with SETBP1 disorder have all of these symptoms. A few I want to call out are the addition of sensory processing issues, which we will hear from Erin Flynn shortly, more about SETBP1 disorder, SETBP1 processing disorder, vision impairment, and sleep disturbances. These are some of the topics that have also surfaced in our Facebook group and have now been identified officially in publications. I also found it very interesting from Dr. Morgan's speech and language study that 30 out of 31 individuals included in her study were tested for autism spectrum disorder. This is before they started her study. The only individual not tested was under 1 year of age. So now only 4 were officially diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, but I think it's very interesting to note how many individuals were tested though. So clearly autism is a definite question that surfaces for parents with children with SETBP1 disorder, and autistic traits are common. I wanted to just quickly share this graphic. So what it's showing you is the SETBP1 gene. And I'm excited to see that more and more of our SETBP1 mutations are being highlighted in the literature. These are mutations that are documented in both of the publications I just mentioned. And you can see that the mutations span most of the entire gene. So if you have SETBP1 disorder, you most likely have a variant somewhere along the gene. You may also have a deletion that includes a part of the SETBP1 gene or the entire gene. So we are happy you're a part of our SETBP1 community. We appreciate you sharing your stories and your experiences about parenting your children and what you're facing with all of us. We also would not be an organization working on each family's behalf without the many ways this community supports SETBP1 Society. Thank you. Merci. Danku. It's been a pleasure to join you all today to hopefully share some new information that you find useful. Together, we can make a difference. And I hope next year to get to see you in person in Baltimore, Maryland for the 2022 SETBP1 Family and Research Conference. Be the hope, be the change. Thank you.